now, turning our attention to the South. It's 2024, and the crisis at our southern border has never been more dire. There were over 300,000 encounters at the southern border in December. That's a new monthly record. This comes as the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, and 60 of his fellow congressmen and women are heading down to the border on Wednesday to assess the situation. And joining us now is Republican Congressman Nick LaLota, who represents New York's 1st Congressional District. That's out there on the tip of Long Island. He's already in Texas, and he'll be joining Speaker Johnson at the border tomorrow. What are you expecting to see? What have you already seen down there, Congressman?
Well, this is my 3rd trip to the border. Of course, I'm a member of the Homeland Security Committee, but I'm proud to join with the Speaker on my now 3rd trip to the border because the administration has totally failed America at the border, made us less safe, made us less secure. I'm here with now 65 of my colleagues. Will converge on Eagle Pass tomorrow, talk with border agents, talk with community leaders, understand the impact locally here, hopefully to inform us more on legislation that's to be a compromise with the Senate. We want to be able to make sure that it's informed as possible. We want to tell our constituents, we hear them loud and clear. We understand this problem as House Republicans. And if necessary, we want to embarrass the administration because they haven't acted. They've had 2 years to clean up this border, and we're willing to embarrass the administration because it won't act right now.
All right, you mentioned that negotiation with the Senate, and, you know, a lot of people are looking at this. I mean, it's a measure of how sensitive this has become for Democrats, that the White House is even sitting down with Senate Republicans and trying to work out a deal. Of course, it's tied to Ukraine aid, it's tied to Israel aid, it's tied to Taiwan. That's just political sausage making. But let me ask you something, because a lot of your harder line colleagues in the House saying there is no way they're going to go along with any compromise that falls short of those principles that they've already passed in the House of Representatives. What do you say?
The American people want us to secure the border. They want Joe Biden, Secretary Mayorkas, to secure the border. There's no mistake why President Biden's disapproval rating on the border is at 67%. The American people want the change that's in H.R. 2, the Secure the Border Act, that has hallmark pieces like Remain in Mexico. I don't know what there is to negotiate. This is common sense stuff. If you looked at Bill Clinton's State of the Union address a couple of 10 years ago, he was saying the same things that House Republicans are saying today. It's unfair to migrants crossing the border to allow them to do so illegally. It's unfair to American workers to have their jobs taken by illegal folks. And it's unfair to folks who are already in the immigration line.
All right. Everything
about this process is unfair and unsafe.
Congressman, we're looking forward to that debate. We hope you have an opportunity to vote on something in the House. I want to change subjects really quick. Actually, it's related, and that is the busing of migrants to New York City. Of course, the mayor came out and said, look, we're going to restrict these buses. You got to give us 32 hours notice. You can only drop folks off between the hours, I think it was 8:30 and noon on any given day. Well, Governor Abbott and the bus companies found a way around that. They're simply dropping them off any time of day or night in Hoboken or across the river in Bayonne, and they're taking a train in. What do you make of the situation in New York City? What do you make of the policy of Governor Abbott and others to send these migrants to places like the city, to Chicago, to Denver, and elsewhere?
So there's a reason that every state is now a border state and every city is a border city. And it's not because a couple of governors are busing individuals into those cities. It's because those cities have chosen their sanctuary city policies. New York City Mayor Adams, he's chosen sanctuary policies which prevent federal law enforcement from coordinating with local law enforcement to enforce federal immigration law. That is the reason so many migrants, 10,000 a month, are coming to New York City. Mayor Adams should stop talking out of both sides of his mouth. He said this crisis is destroying New York City. He should respond to his own words by repealing those sanctuary policies that are acting as a magnet, bringing people across the border into New York. It's not about the buses. It's about the sanctuary city policies. Those ought to be repealed right away.
All right, Congressman, thanks very much for joining us from your 1st District redoubt in New York State. We will see you back here next week. Thanks.
Thank you for watching, and make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.